Hey guys, the last two modules we were introducing formally some concepts in design, like what is design and how we communicate through a design, and what are the initial process that one have to undergo while doing a design, and why do we design. So these kind of logical questions we arose, and we technically answer those things actually. And also I gave a lot of emphasis on critical thinking, out of box thinking, and also the need for a team, a huge team, as well as we empathize the importance of giving more empathy or else more substance to the end users. These things we have already seen. Now in module 3 we are going to study the importance of how to communicate the design which is inside your brain actually. So what you think, how you think, that doesn't matter, that does not matter unless or otherwise you produce something which reflects the same thing on your mind, right? So we are going to check out the strategies as well as the theories that are associated with the implementing or the developing the prototype that reflects exactly what has been reflected inside your thinking process. This is what we are going to study in this particular module, right? So as I said, this particular module is all about communicating your ideas to your boss or else to the client. The critical thing is, or else the most important thing is, your thought process should replicate exactly as your thinking process, right? Like whatever that has been reflected in your mind, whatever the problems you have understood that in the mind, and whatever the solution that you have developed developed as a way to overcome the particular problem, as a design, should exactly be communicated with your boss or else a client. നമ്മൾ എന്തൊക്കെ ചിന്തിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ സെയിം കാര്യം ആ കാര്യം സെയിം ആയിട്ട് തന്നെ അങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ റീപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പഠിക്കണം. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ ത്രീ ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് പ്രസന്റിങ് യുവർ സെൽഫ്, three types of communicating yourself to your boss or your client or end user is there. One is verbally, another one is writing, and this is most powerful technique of all these three. If verbal in പറയുമ്പോൾ of course you will be asked to present yourself about the solution or else about the design which you have manufactured actually. So this particular process is a very tough process because ultimately you may end up goofing up, right? Ultimately it is about expressing yourself, so that has been stored in your mind, right? So this is a pretty tough process because a wrong choice of words may end up in a very geopolitical situation actually. So unless or otherwise you know how to use the words very carefully so that you can express the idea or else express a solution exactly as it is to your manager or else to your boss. This should not be tested actually, verbal communication, right? So this is the least preferred method. And writing also, your boss or else your superior officers or else your end users may or may not understand whatever you have written as a theory to actually express your idea. So even writing may not be that powerful actually, but we prefer this one, drawing, because as you know, a picture, it can communicate 1,000 words, right? A picture can communicate more when compared to the verbal explanation of things, or else a typical way of expressing in actually the written format also, right? So mostly people use this drawing technique to communicate it to your higher authority, right? Or also to the end user. So also keep it in mind, communication can be basically considered as a drift of the brain power from one brain to another person's brain. Simply a communication is nothing but a drift of the knowledge, from one brain to another brain. So whatever the imprint that has been saved in your brain should be exactly communicated to other brain, right? As you know, the design is an intellectual procedure, right? So it requires a lot of inputs, outputs that can be, as I said, that can be verbal, that can be in written form, that can be in the sketches through, I mean, sketch or drawing also, right? As I mentioned earlier, the most preferable idea is to communicate through drawings actually. But drawing in drawings are, drawings can be typically from rough sketch actually. It will start from rough sketch. We just scribble okay. Ultimately, the rough sketch will end up being produced in as a 2D model or also a 3D model. Let us see that one. Look at this. The design which is in your mind or also the design which you have developed in your brain should be converted from an idea to an expression. Expression is choice of words, right? So this expression means that the way how you have perceived that idea in your mind, right? That expression will be translated into words, and avasanam, finally those words can be converted into some drawing actually. So three way actually. One is idea, or pudhiya idea on the idea we expression at convert thinking process expression or words at mari, words finally or drawing at mari. About drawing actually steps on first one rough sketch channel. Scribble a 2D type model. But a 2D model we cannot communicate all the vital important informations inside a 2D. Because as you see, visualization through solid modeling provides a new angle to the design, new information, to the design. So that's why these two are very critical. But as you know, like a 2D and 3D okay. So in earlier days, like some 10, 15 years, maybe like 20 years back, you cannot even imagine of doing this. But say for example, a solid model always, it provides a superior understanding than a 2D model, right? However, 2D models, solid model prototype, okay, we already discussed. The solid modeling provides a new angle, understood. However, 2D drawings are also very vital in delivering some critical details of the drawing. So, solid modeling situations 2D modeling can be an alternative thing. And even 2D model also has some alternative arrangements, alternative way of representing. Alternative way of pictorially representing. We call it as block diagram, block diagram, circuit diagram, flow chart. Maybe this one. Flow chart. Block. So let me conclude this one. Look, a solid model gives us a clear understanding, gives a clear picture, understood. A solid model, implementation of a solid modeling is a bit complicated in case if you are thinking, in case if your idea behind the particular problem is actually somewhat complicated. So instead of solid modeling, people prefer 2D modeling. And the 2D modeling can give you critical amount of details, every single details it can provide. And 2D models here, alternate one block diagram, one circuit diagram, one flow chart. However, as I told you earlier, 2D diagram may not be that good. 2D model may not be that good when you want to intuitively see through the picture actually. 2D is nothing but a picture, right? Now you want to actually simulate the real environment. You want to really see how the machine or else how the complex circuit which you have provided will play in the real time of situation. You may not have the real time experience on the 2D. That will be provided by a 3D simulation model, right? So as I have said just in the previous slide, in earlier days we didn't have the tool to express yourself visually, right? Visually it was not possible. So they mostly they use the rough sketches actually. Rough sketches എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഭയങ്കര കോംപ്ലിക്കേറ്റഡ് ആണ്. സേ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഒരു മോഡൽ നമ്മൾ ലുക്ക് എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് മോഡൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഉറപ്പായിട്ട് കോംപ്ലക്സ് ആയിട്ട് തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഒരു മോഡൽ നമ്മൾ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്ത് കാണിക്കുകയാണ്. നമ്മൾ ഒരു റഫ് സ്കെച്ച് വരയ്ക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങിയാൽ യു മേ എൻഡ് അപ്പ് ഡ്രോയിങ് ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് പേപ്പേഴ്സ് ആക്ച്വലി, ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ഡ്രോയിങ് ഷീറ്റ്സ്. സോ ആക്ച്വലി ഇതിൽ ലൈക്ക് മെനി ഷീറ്റ്സ് ആവുമ്പോഴേ ഒരു ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ വാങ്ങിച്ചിട്ട് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട് മറ്റ ഷീറ്റ് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ചിലപ്പം ആ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ മറക്കാനുള്ള ചാൻസസും ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതിനെ ലൈക്ക് ഇൻറ്റഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് നമുക്ക് കാണാനുള്ള വിഷ്വലൈസേഷൻ കേപ്പബിലിറ്റി എല്ലാവർക്കും ഉണ്ടാവണമെന്നില്ല. അങ്ങനെ കുറേ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ റഫ് സ്കെച്ചസ് ആ സമയം ഒരു 15-20 ഇയേഴ്സിന്റെ ബാക്കിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ? സേ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഒരു വീടിന് പണിയുമ്പോൾ ഇൻ കേസ് ഇഫ് യു ആർ ബിൽഡിംഗ് എ ഹൗസ്, you might have seen in your home itself like drawing lot of sheets and all. There they will be having lot of technical details, the room and width size evada layout electrical sketches ella adil undav, ella sadhanam undav, evideyana car porch etc, right? And then actually some period in intermediate period was there where they used 2D software to draw the diagram. പക്ഷേ 2D വളരെ ലിമിറ്റഡ് ആണ്. ആസ് ഐ ടോൾഡ്, ഇറ്റ് ഡസ് നോട്ട് ഹാവ് യു to give the in-depth or intuitive ideas actually. Sometimes you may want your software to give the real picture that may happen inside the body while working. So 3D came and 2D in the advantage എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നോർമൽ PCs മതി, നോർമൽ കമ്പ്യൂട്ടേഴ്സ് മതി, വലിയ കമ്പ്യൂട്ടേഷണൽ ആവശ്യമൊന്നും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. പക്ഷേ ലൈക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴൊക്കെ ലൈക്ക് ഫോർ ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് 5 years the computers which are coming, which have been introduced in the market are heavily what to say, configurations and heavy configurations are configurations, right? പണ്ടൊക്കെ ഞാൻ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ 1 GB RAM യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറാണ് ഞാൻ വാങ്ങിച്ചത്. 1 GB RAM. പിന്നെ ഞാൻ ലൈക്ക് when I was studying my PhD, I used 2 GB RAM to complete my PhD. Nowadays even my kid is having 8 GB RAM and associated, actually buses, architectures എല്ലാം ഇപ്പോൾ വളരെ ഭയങ്കര ലൈക്ക് വേറെ ലെവലിലാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ പോകുന്നത് actually. So this upgradation of the computer architecture, this upgradation of the system which is supporting the drawing has grown tremendously, and this allows you to go for the 3D modeling, because a normal computer 3D modeling ഒക്കെ implement ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല, because ആ സിസ്റ്റം അങ്ങനെ ഒന്നും സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യില്ല. ഭയങ്കര വിഷ്വലി ഗ്രാഫിക്കലി ഉള്ള സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർസ് ഒന്നും സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യില്ല. പക്ഷേ ഇപ്പോൾ സിസ്റ്റംസിന്റെ കേപ്പബിലിറ്റി കൂടിയത് കൊണ്ട് so 3D softwares are presently available worldwide actually. So as I said, rough sketch will be converted into 3D simulation by powerful softwares, by some softwares I am naming it AutoCAD, Adobe, etc, right? And as in the previous slide I have mentioned, I think the കഴിഞ്ഞ സ്ലൈഡിൽ എല്ലാ കാര്യവും എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്തല്ലേ. Okay, fine. അപ്പോൾ alternative to pictorial representation, this spelling mistake I think. So block diagram ആണ്, circuit diagram ആണ്, flow chart ആണ്. Next one is the concept to configuration. Okay, a comprehensive scheduling. What is it? Comprehensive scheduling. Scheduling means മനസ്സിലായല്ലോ എപ്പോൾ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും, that one, that flow again actually time chart എന്ന് പറയും. Okay, a comprehensive scheduling is highly essential for fabrication of any design. Keep it in mind. Okay, the power of the designer depends not only upon his skill to convert a design to a workable configuration, but also it depends upon the planning actually. Okay, so a method of the manufacturer rightly has to be recognized by every single constituent in that particular system. So as an initiation, a process sheet should be prepared. പ്രോസസ് ഷീറ്റ് എന്ന് ഒരു സംഭവമുണ്ട്. സോ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ പ്രോസസ് ഷീറ്റ് ലൈക്ക് ഒരു ലൈക്ക് ഈവൻ ഒരു 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 മാനുഫാക്ചറിങ് പ്രോസസ് തുടങ്ങും മുന്നേ തന്നെ they will be preparing a process sheet actually, and this process sheet will contain the following informations. It contains the list of manufacturing process that it has to undergo. What is a list of manufacturing process? List of steps in a job. List of manufacturing process that it has to undergo right from the beginning phase. Right from the beginning phase. Okay. So also it gives you a clear progressive view of your work schedule. Okay. So in fact what I am trying to say is the process sheet is nothing but a process list of manufacturing process that needs to be executed. Okay. So it and process sheet il adu matramalla vera karyangal undavum. For example, it can tell us the details about the shape of the component, and material. Okay, shape of the sorry control cheyan korachu buddhimutte. So shape of the component, shape of the material, the tools which have been used, which will be used, small tools and even the heavy machineries which can be used for the manufacturing process. Complete layout actually that will be prepared by the engineer, and this particular sheet I call it as process sheet actually. Okay, so critically the data on the process sheet enables the appraisal of the production cost. Very, very important. Okay, so it tells you an approximate figure of the production cost also. So once after drawing the process, once after arriving at a approximate oh my goodness, 1 minute. Once I arrive at this particular thing, the production cost, or else the amount of the cost that I have to face for this manufacturing thing, then you can fine tune. You can fine tune the block diagram, or else that particular steps which I have explained in the previous step. The manufacturing cost can be cut down by strictly going through the step-by-step process actually. So finally ഈ പ്രോസസ് ഷീറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇത്ര കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് നമുക്ക് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ തരുന്നത്. ഒന്ന് അത് പ്രോസസ് ആക്ച്വലി ആ പ്രോസസ്സിൻ്റെ ഒവ്വൊരു ബിഗിനിങ് ഫേസ് തൊട്ട് ഒവ്വൊരു സ്റ്റെപ്പിലും എന്തൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നതിന് ക്ലിയർ ഐഡിയ അതിൽ കിട്ടും. രണ്ടാമത്തത് അതിൽ എന്തൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഷേപ്സും എന്തൊക്കെ കോമ്പണൻസും അതൊക്കെ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, മെറ്റീരിയൽസ്, എന്തൊക്കെ ടൂൾസ്, എന്തൊക്കെ മെഷീൻസ്, എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും കൃത്യമായിട്ട് അതിൽ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് അത് മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കും. ആൻഡ് ഫൈനലി ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ഗിവ് യു എ പിക്ചർ ഓഫ് ദ കാസ്റ്റ് ഓൾസോ. സോ കാസ്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് അറിയുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് യു ക്യാൻ ഫൈൻ ട്യൂൺ the material, fine tune the tools, fine tune the circuit, even block diagram, even to actually minimize the cost in case if it is required. Look, complex is simple. The reason is most of the engineering designs are extremely intricate or extremely complicated actually. They may have numerous kind of small assemblies. Or also subsystems which in turn can be built into a very large system. For example, I have named a spacecraft. Spacecraft has millions of, it can be having thousands of subsystems that have to be manually or else mechanically or else automatically to be put together, so that on the whole it becomes a spacecraft actually. Some similar examples I can give, lot of examples. Crane or a multi-story building, വലിയ വലിയ മെഷീനുകൾ, വലിയ ഒരു ട്രാൻസ്ഫോമർ, അതുപോലെ കുറേ മെഷീൻ ഐറ്റം, വലിയ റിയൽ ടൈം, ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഷിപ്പ്, ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ, ബസ്സസ്, അങ്ങനെ കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങൾ എല്ലാം സബ്സിസ്റ്റംസിന്റെ അസംബ്ലിയാണ്. ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ. സോ ദ അസംബ്ലി denotes the technique by which the numerous parts as well as constituents and subsystems are combined, okay, so that they can be produce a final working model. So this assembly can be done, as I have just mentioned, this assembly can be done either personally, I mean either manually, or in some cases automate. I mean, we can automate it, but automation cannot be 100% in most of the situations. Very few plants, I think BMW, very few plants have the complete automation actually, otherwise it is a bit complicated. So therefore what I am trying to say is the extremely complex situation, I mean extremely complex machinery or else the complex mechanism have to be broken into several simple subsystems. Then only the the engineers who are working inside the system will understand it completely, so that they can understand the nuances, positives, negatives, pros, cons of the particular system. If it is not made simple, then it is going to give a lot of headache for the to the final model that have been produced. Okay, so that is a famous statement actually. They keep it simple stupid. ഇത് ഒരു ടേം ആണ്. ഞാൻ ഇൻവെന്റ് ചെയ്ത വേർഡ് അല്ല ഇത്. കീപ് ഇറ്റ് സ്റ്റുപ്പിഡ്, ഇൻവെന്റഡ് ബൈ എ US നേവൽ ഒഫീഷ്യൽ. പുള്ളിന്റെ 1960 ഈ പുള്ളി ഈ വേർഡ് കോയിൻ ചെയ്തു. പുള്ളിന്റെ പേര് കെല്ലി ജോൺസൺ. So in US keep it simple stupid. ഈ ടെർമിനോളജി ഭയങ്കര പോപ്പുലർ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു 1970s to almost 1990s, almost in every single field, including എന്താ പറയാ, സാധാരണ ചെറിയ ഇതായാലും, ലൈക്ക് ചെറിയ ഒരു മാനുഫാക്ചറിങ് പ്രോസസ് ആയാലും വലിയ ഒരു പ്രോസസ് ആയാലും they use this terminology, keep it simple stupid. Okay, even I read an article where it stated lot of software companies they are using this particular terminology inside the actual working area. They will be, I mean they have actually pasted, it seems. ഞാൻ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല, ഞാൻ ഒരു ആർട്ടിക്കിൾ പഠിച്ചു, അതിൽ ഞാൻ കണ്ടു actually something like that. Okay, so the idea is to make the complex system into simple so that everyone can understand. Hence, and also one more thing, ഈ stupid എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ഈ വേർഡ് stupid എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ഞാനത് ആക്ച്വലി പെട്ടെന്ന് ഇതായി, എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് stupid എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Like stupid എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് does not imply that does not imply an engineer, it does not mean that an engineer is a stupid. It means the engineer should keep the things trivial, simply എന്താ പറയാ, ഒരു കാര്യം, ഞാൻ ഒരു വലിയ എഞ്ചിനീയർ എന്ന് വെച്ചോ, ഞാൻ ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്തു, ഞാൻ ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം in case if the particular system is breaking down, you may not expect me to fix it actually. Even a small layman can also should be in a position to repair that. So അത്ര ലെവലിൽ, ലൈക്ക് ഒരു ലേമാൻ ലെവലിൽ അത് നമ്മൾ കൊണ്ടുവരണം. അപ്പോൾ അത് ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന എഞ്ചിനീയർ എത്ര ഹൈ ലെവലിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് ആലോചിക്കും. ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ. So the word stupid does not mean as you think. Okay, then